In this video, I am going to talk about how to manifest when you're an empath. Some people think that because you're an empath, you have abilities that most people don't have, and it probably is a little easier for you to manifest. But in reality, when you're an empath, it's more difficult for you to manifest because not only are you worried or you have to deal with your own emotions, you're also being bombarded by the emotions and the vibrations of others around you. And if you don't have the ability to decipher between your emotions and the emotions of others, you end up carrying on negative emotions of others. And one thing you need to know about manifesting is that you need to have a high vibration. You need to be able to sustain that vibration long enough until you have the thing that you desire in your life. Know myself, which that's one thing I try to preach. And that's why I always talk about situations in my life where I've had hardships or there are things that were undesirable in my life and how I fixed it and how I figured it out. Because unless you know yourself, it's difficult to know what you're capable of. Let's get an example of you have an Android phone and you decide to buy an iPhone. You will never know the full capacity of an iPhone unless you read the instructions, unless you get to know what are the capabilities of your phone. That is the same for you. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know what you're capable of, then that means you don't know what skills, what gifts, what talents you have to manifest the life you want. And when you are an empath, you carry on other people's emotions and you think they're yours. And it is harder for you to understand who you really are. As an empath, the world feels unsafe for you because you're feeling the emotions of others. And regardless of whether you're in a good mood or not, the emotions of others disrupts your vibration, which you use to manifest the things that you want. Sometimes, for example of my life, sometimes I may be having an amazing day and all of a sudden I pick up someone else's low energy or low vibration, and that slows down the flow of the creation of my manifestation. When your abilities as an empath are not developed and not acknowledged, because some people don't know that they're empath, you believe that other people's feelings are your feelings. I remember when I used to be really good friends with this girl, of course, a friend of mine. And I remember I moved to another state, and when she would be depressed, I would feel it, even though my day was wonderful, was beautiful. And I had some practices to cut those cords. I also know when people are thinking about me, and when I enter the room, I know how people are feeling about me, or even just feeling how they feel in that moment. So, as an empath, how do you follow your heart while the energies of others are bombarding you? It's all about knowing yourself. That's the theme of, if anything, that is the theme of all of these videos, is to know who you are. So how do you start knowing who you are? The first thing to do is to know your boundaries. What do you value? What are your morals? What do you want in life? And this homework for yourself might take hours, days, weeks, even months to complete. This is what I do on a daily basis. Every day I journal, and one of my requirements of my journals is to ask myself, what do I want? What is it that I want in life? Sometimes it's the same thing for weeks at end, but sometimes it may change. But every day I need to check in with myself and ask myself, what is it that I want? Be mindful how you share or give your energy to others, and that requires you to mind your own business. As empaths, we are so connected to others that we know the answers to how to solve their problems. But sometimes people don't want to know the answers. They still want to live the life that they're living. And meddling not only takes away from their experience, but also takes away from your energy that you can use for manifesting your desires. The next thing that you can do is make you a priority. So I know most people say, well, I have children, or I have to go to work, or I have school. I had an example of the commitment that I made for myself is I had two sons. I had to go to work and I was going to school. And although not everyone can do this, you can do a version of this. I used to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, meditate, journal, and do my exercises because that's how I generated my energy. I spent time in nature. If you like to be in water, you can take bubble baths. I like to exercise, like I said before. So make time for yourself because that's how you're going to understand who you are. You're going to understand what brings you joy. And what brings you joy is what brings in the highest vibration that you need to manifest. Like I said before, I meditated. You need to meditate. You can start with 5 minutes and keep on increasing the amount. Meditation, what it does, it allows you to hear yourself. There are too many things pulling you from one side to another that don't allow you to hear who you are, who you authentically want for yourself, what you are made of. Meditation gives you an insight into yourself. Just like when you have that new phone and you take the time to find out what the features are, meditation does that for you. The next thing is to have a community that's like-minded. And as you progress in energy levels, you will have different communities that support who you are. My first community was the boxing community. I enjoyed boxing. I was in a boxing club. That was my first community. Now I have a new community, which is a dance community, and this dance community is more spiritually based. But you need to have people that support you, that are like-minded. The next thing that you can do as an empath to know thyself and support your vibration so that you can manifest the life that you want is to have faith and trust in yourself. And I know you feel, well, how do I do that? By betting on yourself, believing even though you may have evidence of your failures in the past, believing that you can do better, giving yourself a chance to do better. And when you do fail, have compassion for that person, that side of you that failed, and be your own self and be your own friend. Developing self-acceptance and embracing yourself as if you were to embrace your child, your best friend, your mother, your brother, your sister, someone that you deeply love, is also a way to know yourself. You cannot truly know yourself until you have that self-love, that level of love that you would have for someone that you dearly love, that you hold close to your heart. Your ability to understand your empathy, your empathic gifts with others is a rare and beautiful gift. Embracing your uniqueness and letting it guide you towards your heart's desire is the key that we're trying to obtain. And to end this video, be mindful of the energy that you put out into the world because your universe is listening. As an empath, your positive energy and your acts of kindness, they ripple and they give you what I call a spiritual currency, and they allow you to receive the desires that you want in your life. Living a heart-filled existence as an empath requires practice, and you need to be committed to yourself. You need to prioritize your self-care. You need to be diligent in accepting who you are, setting your boundaries, being mindful of the things that you do and the way you treat yourself, and cultivating that network that will support you in times of need. Overall, accepting yourself for who you are. All of these things will help you to support your manifestation and live the life that you desire. I hope you like this video. Like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.